Hello and welcome to my Pillars of Eternity Definitive Edition Blind Playthrough Part 64. In the latest episode we arrived at the Carrion's Scar, and after few wipes and hard unfortunate pulls we were able to get into the cave, which is in the middle of the icy lake, and today we'll see what awaits us in there. So let's continue right away. So here we are. This is our party. Unfortunately the Will of Karok is a little bit beaten up, but yeah, we are now an Ioni brother fragment. So let's move
Certainly.
slowly forward. Columns of water rise up from the pool in front of you, shifting and writhing, whipping air around them in a vortex. This can only be the Ondra's hair, appearing before you at a fraction of the size typically reported by mariners unfortunate enough to encounter them on the high seas.
You have done well to have come so far. I confess I was not certain you would make it. But I do not wish to give false hope. The greater challenge remains in front of you.
I didn't expect it to be easy.
Running through the core of this rock is a large growth of crystal. You will know it when you see it. A blow to the crystal would reverberate through the walls of this place. Strike it enough and the entire structure would crumble. The Eyeless would be buried. Of course, it would take a person years to cause enough damage.
But not with the help of the Eyeless.
Then you know what must be done. Strike the crystal with Obidon's hammer. The Eyeless will wake and come to its call. Join in striking the crystal. They will cluster together and bury themselves. I have realized it is best that they should be ended, for within each of them is a small piece of Obidon himself. Upon their deaths, those fragments and the memories they contain will be safely dispersed. I had not considered the dangers of allowing them to persist, until a watcher appeared at my abbey.
What aren't you telling me?
A single strike upon the crystal will not be enough. The Eyeless respond only as long as the hammer rings. You will need to remain until their work is complete, wielding the hammer until the walls come crumbling down.
What? But that would mean... Oh.
I trust this is what had to be done.
The Eyeless cannot be reasoned with or fled from. One day not far from now, they would kill you and level the Deerwood. You have seen what they will do. This is the way you can stop them. And the truth is that you are marked by the Eyeless for a reason. It would be better for all if the things you have seen were forgotten.
Ain't that convenient?
A tidy ending for the Sea Queen. But we'll write our own, right?
Crushing's a bad way to go.
Maybe we should just hang ourselves.
The water columns drop all once back into the pool, sending up a small splash. The pool settles, and looking down into it, you see only the faces of you and your companions, alone and condemned. Let's check the journal. I have found where the Eyeless are based. I must find a way to destroy them before they come after me with their full strength. Ondra has assured me that when the time has come, she will tell me what I must do. She has said that I need to be in the heart of their stronghold in order to execute her plan. Ondra appeared to me and let me know that I would have to strike a crystal in the center of the cavern where the Eyeless rest using the fragment of Abaddon's hammer. She believes the Eyeless will come to the sound of their master's hammer and strike the same spot until the entire cavern collapses. They will be crushed. However, this means that the person using the hammer will likely share their fate. So, a suicide mission.
Let's see what we got.
That's not very helpful.
And right away one of the Eyeless attacking. Let's do this and...
Keeping an eye out.
Certainly.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Ah, some Eyeless in the eyes. Let's do it this way.
You're not getting through me.
That's not very helpful.
For this.
Sacre! Spot!
Oh, Jordan. Shit. Let's do it this way. And...
better try something else.
Not even.
That's it. Let us end this. Spot on.
Awesome.
I'll keep an eye out.
The hammer was lucky again.
Certainly.
I'll keep an eye out.
More McFolk. Let's just try this out. But right after the quick save. Judging by claw marks and scales around the edges of this pool, you believe it is regularly used by Lagufath. You see something shimmering in the depths of the frigid murky water. Let's use it by myself. Yep. You dive into the water and immediately feel the cold bite into your skin. It's incredibly frigid, rapidly sapping the warmth from your body. The water is calm, but a person with a weak constitution would suffer greatly if submerging for more than a few moments. Return to the surface. Let's check who has the best constitution. Just 13. 17. So Adair. Judging by the claw marks and scales around the edges of the pool, you believe it is regularly used by Lagufath. You see something shimmering in the depths of the frigid murky water. Sent Adair. Adair dives in and immediately feels the cold bite of the water. The water is calm, but a person with a weak constitution will suffer greatly if submerged for more than a few moments. Dive towards the shimmering light. Adair shrugs off the intense cold and dives toward the light glinting in the murky depths of the ice cave. Adair quickly recovers a cache of Lagufath treasures, including a variety of coins and a set of surprisingly well-preserved plate greaves. Unfortunately, the disturbance of the heart was observed by a pack of Lagufath that are swimming over to investigate. Hiding from the Lagufath will be difficult, but attempting to outswim them would require phenomenal athletic ability. Swim to the surface as fast as possible. Adair confidently launches off to the bottom of the ice cave. Even with the Lagufath treasure under one arm, Adair manages to easily reach the surface ahead of their clawing hands. Moments later, furious Lagufath erupt from the pool. Okay. There is a brood mother. So... let's stun her for now. Oh, and here is a Eyeless Snowpiercer. Not nice. Let's...
Poison!
Okay. Knock. And fast. Without Ether to get the broodmother down. Nope. Let's do this. Can knock her down. Not needed. Fine. You go here and knock him down again.
I have them!
Go, go, go. Well, unfortunate fight was thankfully okay. And let's see what greaves we have. +3 damage reduction and Grunwald sprint. Well, we'll see. It gets a little bit slower. Sturdy. Constitution. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll give it to Adair. No, this is very much better. Probably. Okay, enough.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Let's see what awaits us here more.
There's the crystal. I don't suppose Andra could have put it on top of the moon?
A ridge overlooks a broad chamber half flooded with lake water. You could crawl down this way, but it looks too steep and slick to climb back up. Climb down. I courted the girl for a while, looked like that, tentacles and all.
Quartered a girl for a while, looked like that. Tentacles and all.
Okay, we'll see how this will go. And how many tentacles this will have. Let's...
That's it!
4. Shit. We'll see if the tentacles will be respawning or not. Let's...
Thing isn't doing.
Uh-oh. Never mind.
Sucker! Spot!
Uh-oh. Hide yourself.
That's it!
No, no, no. Don't do that. And...
I heard you.
Sacre! Brave. Spot!
Another tentacle. Okay, let's disintegrate it. Okay, just in case, let's do this. And everyone else slowly attack the face of the Kraken. Let's get here first. This. Let's get here and let's try to do I guess.
How many?
For fuck's sake. Badly injured. Let's go here. And you go here. Knock him. And... let's do this. No, don't knock him. Kraken is near death. Let's... let's do this kind of shit. No. Good. Kraken is down. And we still have a lot of... Let's knock him down. And we have again enough for this.
Try something else.
Missed. One more is down. Let's try to stun him again. Good. Perfect.
And what does the flame reveal?
Certainly.
Let's see the quests. There is a large crystal that runs through the core of Yoni Brother. I need to reach it and strike it with Abaddon's hammer, and it should bring the entire cavern down. Ondra left the cavern in Chiron's scar long ago to prevent the place where her eyeless lie dormant. It now stands between me and the crystal I need to strike. I must strike the crystal in the center of Yoni Brother with Abaddon's hammer to bring down the cavern and end the eyeless threat once and for all. Let's see if there is anything else here. Looks like there is no corpse of Kraken left. Too bad. Okay. Just in any case, let's quick save and we'll see what will happen. Well, an enormous crystal just from the wall, like a spearhead protruding from a wound. An army of reflections stares back at you from the crystal's perfect facets. It echoes the sound of your footsteps in soft, ringing hums. Someone will have to take the Abaddon's hammer and strike the crystal, and Ondra warned that whatever does will be buried in this place with the Eyeless. Whom do you choose? Yeah, it's me. I will not leave there anyone. Let's do that.
You have led us bravely. It has been an honor to follow your lead.
I wish they knew you like I did.
The gods really have it in for you. Wish they knew like I did.
Everyone will know what you've done for us. I'll tell everyone I know. Not even the Sea Queen herself could stop me.
I just hope you're not doing this for all those louts in Stalwart. Even the new ones ain't worth it.
Straight into the fire, then. Your chances aren't favorable, but at least you've learned to embrace the test. I told you I'd be good for you, Watcher.
You heft the hammer and swing it at the crystal. A perfect, clear tone rings through the air and resonates through your teeth. Seconds later, ripples shivers through the water. Something big is coming. You give the others a final nod. The rest of the party scrambles out of the flooded cavern and flees through the tunnels. You continue hammering at the crystal, each strike magnifying the last, the echoes build into physical tremors. Meanwhile, a heavy ridden pulses through the cave, footsteps, dozens of them. The others round the corner only to see a line of Eyeless advancing. The creatures stagger to the rhythm of the hammer that's below, yet they crane their necks toward the party, ratcheting back to their beasts and arms. Cast mirrored image. Consider who will cast it. Aloth. Aloth's likenesses appear along the tunnel. The Eyeless roar and lunge fruitlessly at the images. Dodge past the Eyeless. The party sprints past the distracted monsters. Fortunately, the creatures are too focused on hammering to give chase. They continue toward the cavern. You maintain a steady tempo on the crystal. Eyeless gather in the cavern, where they batter the walls in time with the hammer's rhythmic blows. The ground shakes, falling rocks and shattering crystals splash to the ground. The party flees through dark, rumbling corridors. More spellbound Eyeless shamble along, but they're too entranced by the swelling cadence to take more than an idle swipe at the party. The tunnel narrows, light filters through ahead. The exit must be around the next bend. But it's clogged with rubble. Meanwhile, the ground drops several feet at once, and the tunnel begins rolling on its axis. The distant sound of rushing water echoes from the cavern. Lever the rubble with pry bar. There must be a weak spot, but it will take a practiced eye to find it. Who will clear the way? Now to remember who has the best perception. Let's use Devil of Karok. And then it wanted mechanics. Wow. Devil of Karok notices a loose boulder and wedges the pry bar beneath it. A gentle nudge knocks it loose and sends the rubble rolling away. The moon shudders again. The party escapes into the ice just as another thunderous crash sounds from below. Eyeless continue pouring into the cavern from every visible tunnel and crevice. Your ears ring at the ever-growing cacophony of smashing rock and shattering crystal. Meanwhile, the water level is rising. A skull-splitting crack ends the air, and the surge of water knocks you from your feet. The entire cavern rotates, plunging you into a freezing soup of jagged metal, torn flesh and stone. The others dash across the lake. The ice squeals and crackles, rocking dangerously underfoot. The sinking moon groans. Long fissure race across the ice. Chant Blessed was Vendrick's quickest of his tribe. And consider who will cast it. Kana. The words fill the party with vigor. Everyone speeds ahead while the ice cracks harmlessly behind them. At last, everyone reached the safety of the shore. In the middle of the lake, only the tip of the moon is still visible above the ice. The survivors watch in silence as it sinks into the depths. The world seems to be falling apart in slow motion. You sink into the lake alongside the dark shapes of moon fragments and crushed eyeless. Your limbs ache and your lungs burn. Sparks flicker across your vision. Not sparks, scales. Logofeth gather in front of you, and you notice something unusual in their iridescent eyes, a spark of uncommon intelligence. You hear a whisper in your mind. You freed us from our prison in Durgan's battery. Consider our debt repaid. The Logofeth, possessed by the spirits of Marun and some of the other Paragrunen, swarm and rush you to the surface. At last you reach the shallows. You punch through a thin crust of ice and crawl ashore, trembling but alive. Unexpected. You stand at the edge of the lake. The bobbing of the ice and the rippling of the water surface slows until you're looking at the moment frozen in time. The world begins moving once more. It moves in reverse. The surface of the water churns and rolls like it's about to spew something up, and it does. The fragment of Yoni brother rises unbroken. Ice reforms across the surface of the lake, spreading in long freezing fingers. Eyeless file out of the moon fragment and onto the ice. They wind around the moon in an ever-widening spiral. They stop as the head of their line reaches you. They speak in a single voice that resonates with grinding metal and hissing steam.
We shatter and sink, discarded like worn tools. Why have you consigned us to oblivion?
You would have killed many innocent people.
We do not cherish violence, but we will fight to defend the legacies of this world.
The Eyeless stand tall, ratcheting their arms back.
In one hand a hammer, in the other a mace. We protect the greatest works of civilization, lest it collapse beneath its own weight.
Then why did you storm Durgan's battery 200 years ago? Their protest is as sharp as squealing metal.
We would sooner sacrifice our own bodies than dislodge a single stone from such a place. Why do you torment us with baseless accusations?
Who else could have done such damage to a mighty Pargrun fortress? The Eyeless are still, but you hear their gurrs, weird as their collective spirit ponders this.
Then we were betrayed.
That depends on how you look at it.
A part of ourselves was cut away. And we were made to betray something we cherish.
You feel their bitter agony like a hammer strike. The legacy of the Anguitans, you mean?
The bedrock of civilization.
Suddenly, they attack the ice beneath them, slicing and shattering it with mighty swings from their iron arms. And where the ice breaks, ancient towers rise, blotting out the blue sky and the white peaks. What is this?
Each culture builds on the bones of the last. Yet many only look up at where they would go, never down at the foundations that bear them. Like a mason who builds a listing tower.
The remaining ice sheet cracks and groans.
What peril do they inflict on their progeny? And what dishonor on their forebears?
You hear the strain of crumbling stone in the voice of the Eyeless.
An argument I've had with the Lore College. Now I have divine counsel in my favor, and I can hardly present it as evidence. How frustrating.
The betrayal of memory upsets you greatly.
It is accepting a gift only to spit in the face of the giver. Every advance in the crafts and institutions of Kith was forged by skill and sacrifice.
You feel these words and the anger behind them in your bones.
A people cut off from their history will wither, and they deserve no less.
Then what do you suggest?
To pull the blinders from the eyes of gods and Kith. That is why we must return to ourself and restore Abidan.
Perhaps Abaddon was meant to forget his past. Some knowledge is too dangerous for this world. Something grinds and rumbles from the chests of the Eyeless. It's slaughter.
A facile argument. One that defends stasis, not progress.
Ondra said Abaddon's memory would threaten the peace between the gods.
Just as fire clears dead wood from a forest, struggle makes way for new developments.
Flame rolls across the ice. As it dies away, clumps of ice melt. The towers rise higher.
Conflict is part of progress. Peace and ignorance is not worth keeping.
Elot, you were part of the leading key. Surely you understand why some secrets needs to be kept.
I thought I did. But who would hold the leaden key accountable?
We cannot defend the intentions of a group that kills to hide secrets.
And to what end? To defend the gods? Or themselves? More and more these days, I wonder.
Kit shouldn't have anything as powerful as the White Forge.
With the ability to bind souls to metal, you mean? You helped the Crucible Knights pursue a similar power in the Forge Knights.
The shrieking of metal joints and the clanking of steel limbs echoes across the ice.
Do not condemn knowledge when it becomes inconvenient for you.
Animacy has made no progress, yet it's responsible for Victs, the Bell Reach incident and the swindle of desperate families.
And yet you persuaded the Duke to allow animancy to continue unfettered. Do not condemn knowledge when it becomes inconvenient for you.
I said my piece.
And we have listened.
What do you mean about returning to yourself?
When Ione Brotha fell, Abaddon lost much. His will to preserve, the memory of how and why he died. But he built us with fragments of his own soul. In returning, we can restore what was taken from him.
You speak as if history were a guide, yet it doesn't always provide a good example.
Then do not look to it for one. History is not a moral force, but a set of facts. These facts show Kith where they have come from, and how to move forward.
The Bargrunen were obsessed with the past. They died in the keep they'd built to honor it.
And their brethren have built a culture that stretches across Eora, all because they recognize the importance of their shared legacy.
Yeah, the Bargrunen of Durgan's Battery might have built more if they'd surrendered this obsession with legacy and moved east.
To what exactly? A war with the peoples there? A deadly blight or crippling disease? The future you would have given them is uncertain, yet it would have bequeathed Kith nothing so great as Durgan's steel.
The Devil's history has only perpetuated a cycle of bloodshed.
And how many others suffer adversity and rise above it?
The blind Macfolk turn to consider her.
Perhaps the problem you speak of lies not in our history, but in her.
Hey, I'm standing right here.
Her actions were motivated by her past, as were those of the men and women who burned her village. How can you not blame history?
You assume that her nature would not have led her to violence another way. That the sack of Cold Morn would not have been fragmented into 100 smaller acts of brutality. She always had a choice, as did the men and women she hunted. History directed their violent urges, but it did not create them.
Stalwart and the Iron Flail remained at odds even in the face of a bigger threat, all because of their history.
The problem is not that they remember too much of their history, but rather too little.
The ice underfoot becomes suddenly clear. Between your boots you see an ocean separating Adir and the Eastern Reach.
Raid Serens and Deerwoodens alike began as pioneers from Adir. They all came seeking opportunity.
Boats as small as ants crawl across the glossy blue.
Were they to look farther back, they would see their common origins and desires.
The ice dulls and thickens more. But the experience of history is subjective. People remember what feels immediate and personal, just as you remember your own betrayal.
A painful truth.
They pause, recalling their suffering. You feel it radiate from them like heat.
Maybe so. But we would not cast history aside over one such example.
The Deerwoodens and Glenfettans have fought 2 wars over their history, and they still haven't moved forward.
But the memory of those wars has likely saved them from another now, when it would shatter a barren Deerwood.
That's not saying much. Better if the 2 nations could form a stronger accord.
And how are such ties forged but through years of peace? You speak of a worthy goal, but only a steadily built history can achieve it.
I've said my piece.
And we have listened.
Memory remains a burden, even when the events and people it recalls are long gone. It's pain with no purpose.
Burdens strengthen the bearer, and they warn against repeated mistakes. Why would you discard them so hastily?
I'm awakened. I'm tormented by questions from a past life.
A rare opportunity, for you have the chance to answer them, to do things left undone.
The creatures raise their misshapen arms, and the voice of their soul is as deep as and melodious as a bell. Sometimes moving on is the way to move forward. Remaining stuck in the past is not progress.
That presumes that some questions cannot be resolved.
The souls ponder this.
Yet such destructive memories are rare. Surely others are strengthened by retrospection, even amidst pain.
I've said my piece.
And we have listened.
What to do? Let's restore him. Very well, return to yourself and be the god of preservation once more.
We shall see this world and its people restored.
A great wind shows at your back. Your ears pop and you feel for a moment as if all of their air is being sucked from the sky. Suddenly it ends and you are standing in the snow looking over Charon's scar.
The Eyeless disappeared beneath the lake, their bond to Andra finally severed. With this threat ended, Hope returned to the White March. Hunters returned to the wildernesses, and travelers to the roads. Tales of the Watcher's bravery replaced stories of monsters in the woods. The villagers of Stalwart busied their hands with work and their tongues with song, eager to seize on the promise of peace.
And we have upgraded the Abaddon's hammer to maximum. Okay. And we have one more quest. "5 years ago, 12 senior monks of the Ixchotli began a silent pilgrimage into Tetlatektuan, forbidding hills plagued by severe weather that locals believe are cursed by the gods. The monks were supposed to emerge from their retreat this year, but they have not returned. An expedition of novices into Tetlatektuan discovered their camp, but they were shocked to only find hollow skin shells of their masters sitting in a circle, frozen in their meditative poses. The inner circle of the Ixchotli theorized that the masters have transcended their previous physical forms and may be wandering the eastern reach. They have set word to the various lords in Retzeras and the Dirwood that the Ixchotli would very much like to be reunited with their masters, so their wisdom can be passed on to a new generation." Let's get again moonshine. Okay. I escaped the lair of the Eyeless, and as they died, their souls left their bodies. I was able to speak with them. They are fragments of the souls of Abaddon himself. I decided to allow them to return to their master, so that he might remember the past, and that he once was the god of preservation. I reached the crystal at the bottom of the Ione Brother fragment and struck it with Abaddon's hammer. Okay. So, that's it with the Carrion Scar and everything submerged here. Let's see if there is anything new here after all that what happened, and then get back to the Stalwart. Let's quick save just in case. And as you have noticed, we had also one more achievement for finishing this part of the quest. I don't know if it's the completed or everything in One March Part 2, or if there is something else. We'll see as soon as we arrive into the Stalwart. Oh, he has Silver Burn. Nothing here. And let's see this. Okay. Let's get to the Stalwarts village then. And take a nap. A few town guards stand arrayed around the sprawled corpse. One of them turns as you approach, giving you a nod. Okay, let's check, just in case, some more bounties. Nope. I feel safer knowing we've got those cannons on our side. No more bounties. So, let's sleep. Gods forgive me.
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
I'd like a room.
Top quality bear pelts on every bed. You won't be disappointed.
This one.
Shining bright from on high, she bade him come down from his palace.
Okay, let's... Maybe just in case.
We've doubled our manpower at the White Forge.
He looks grimly resolute.
Most folk here are excited, but anxious. There's already news of raid Sarens gathering at the border. Only a matter of time before someone takes a swing at us. But this time, we'll be ready. They've doubled our manpower at the Most folk, only a matter of...
Okay. Forever. Let's talk with Tarfos and then check the Abaddon temple. Nothing new. Let's see if anything interesting happened. How may I help? Well, forever. So no new dialogue. Okay, nothing new here. It is this, but there is something here still in Longwatch Falls, and let's see if we can survive that now when we are max level. Here it is. Let's check the journal for a second. We still have 2 quests and 0 tasks. And the Hollowing main quest. Let's see. A quick save. And we can try to rematch the fight we once lost. Okay.
Oh?
Let's see.
Oh?
The dragon turns its head to look at you. Its red eyes are clouded like dirty ice, and its sides heave with labored breath. Frosty plumes jet between its teeth. Frosty plumes jet between its teeth.
Leave now.
The only sound the dragon makes is a hoarse growl, but you hear it as clearly as if it were spoken language. The beast bares its teeth. You look ill.
I can still peel the flesh from your bones.
The dragon coughs, battering the eyes with crimson droplets. You see something femur-shaped stuck between its teeth. You're barely staying on your feet. I think you're too weak to fight me.
Careful. I killed the last wanderer I found in these parts.
Did you eat Igadr, the young man by the road?
Was that the rodent's name? I only know that he tasted mealy and lean.
The dragon prones the leg bone with its tongue. Wait, were you his soul twin?
While he lived, his suffering became mine. And as he drew closer, his weakness infected my essence. I can never be strong while a soul twin of mine lives.
I take it you've been through this before.
Since I was a worm, sudden fits of agony and terror would paralyze me. I was a prisoner to experiences that weren't mine.
The dragon's tail slowly coils and uncoils.
Eventually, I noticed something similar in my fellow hatchlings. I felt their cries and shrieks become mine as they nipped and flew at one another.
How did you become linked with your siblings?
I don't waste my time with the mysteries of souls, what sunders them and how the turning of the wheel apportions them. What matters is power, survival. I killed as many of the other hatchlings as I could. I felt their pain, but I also felt parts of their souls become mine.
Its slitted pupils widen at the memory.
I slaughtered and devoured, and the scent of blood drove my siblings into a frenzy. Our nest became a maelstrom of chaos as we fought, dying and feeding together. At last, only a handful of us were left. We were sickened by all we'd consumed and suffered.
The spines along its head flatten. I'd heard of rare instances in which soul twins could absorb one another's essence.
Then you understand my choice. Vanquish or perish.
Its eyes flicker.
I eventually hunted down some of my missing siblings. Others returned to me in other skins and other lives, as that boy did.
I understand. You do what you must to survive.
Indeed.
Something churns noisily in the dragon's stomach.
As interesting as this conversation has been, I've had enough of it.
The dragon picks at its teeth with a claw and finally pops the leg bone free. It chews on the morsel, its eyes fixed on you. You're still weakened. Save your strength and leave me be. It looks at you, still crunching and splintering the bone between its teeth. Finally, it swallows the jagged mess.
I'll take my chances.
Okay, you go. Attack directly him. Let's do this.
Hey.
Oh, shitloads of spirits. Let's see. shit. That wasn't good. This thing is... Let's try over here. And now everyone else. Let's get the Spectre. Oh shit.
Doing the job.
Let's try Council Hound again.
Yes. This thing isn't doing the job.
And immediately this. Well, what can we do more? Fireball. And hit this. And you still cast some. One more fireball. Heal yourself. Bubble yourself. Try to bubble yourself again. No. Nope. 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 And probably this. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, shit, shit, shit. Let's kill the Ice Blight, and you go attack the Spectre. Bubble himself. try to stun. Let's try to stun him. Both.
Following your lead. This isn't working.
And let's do this. Well, Sup was fine. Uh-oh. Hit him. Let's try this and... oh. For fuck's sake.
Not quite.
Oh. You go here and you try to do this. Where are you?
Not quite.
And again, try to do this. You... you get... Let's do this, and you can somehow come here. And now...
Stand still. more crazy spells.
And the dragon is down. I discovered that Gather was killed by his soul twin, a dragon. I slew the dragon. Okay. I was able to win it. Too bad I was not able to do that peacefully. But we'll see what he has. Dragon meat and primal water and primal wind.
I'll see what I can find.
And also we got a nice achievement for killing that dragon. Let's see what else is here.
Ain't that special?
Let's check this and this. Sabra Marie. It's Warbow. Now compare. And what's this shield? Oh, 3 more kills with the shield, okay. This might be a little bit difficult. This one is interesting. I think this might give her a little bit more DPS. And this one shield. And we'll go to him. Okay. That will be it. From the Dragon's Lair. What quest do still have? The Phylactery's Promise. I'd like to see the soul, if he has something to say about the dragon. Let's see if I... Oh, here is the soul. I still remember it. It's long time ago. A few odds and ends lie scattered by the path. There appears to have been a struggle here, but the evidence is half buried under a thin blanket of snow. Wisps of essence hover in the chilly air. Reach out to the essence. The soul fragment plunges you into a memory. Your name is Zigadra. You've never been more than 20 miles from home, yet along the White March, and yet you've been climbing steadily higher for a week now. The air is too thin, your clothes are too light, and you've barely got another 3 days' worth of food with you. But you never felt better. You only had a handful of fainting spells since you began your journey. You had as many as a single day before, but the dreams have been the best part. Despite the frozen rocky ground and the screeching winds, sleep has found you each night and brought your vision of majestic peaks wrapped in the snow. The cold is but a sweet ache in your bones. And as you lie into the wind, you feel that ache spreading along with the certainty that you're getting closer to him, or her, your soul twin, a stranger whose soul mirrors your own. One of the few people in Eora who could understand the constant torment of a split soul, and the only person who could help you relieve it. Something approaches you through the shroud of snow ahead. You feel throbbing presence like a heartbeat through linen, and you know. The vision ends abruptly. You find yourself staring at Igor's scattering belongings while his elation ebbs from your vines. Inspect the area. As his essence fades from you, you feel his eagerness dissolve into disappointment until all that remains is emptiness of the meaningless death. An empty peg lies in the snow. It's been torn nearly in two. Also muddy tracks churn the ground. It's difficult to discern their shape or number, but they appear to lead north. Leave. Okay. It's gone. And now... I think that's everything in here. So... let's go to... get a sleep somewhere. Deerford Village and then Kednoa? No, go directly to Kednoa.
Last thing the Deerwood needs is another foreign colony.
Yes?
Okay, I think this will be it for today. We got a few very difficult fights today, and we finished almost every single quest we have in our log, so it's time to get a nap in real life too. So, thank you very much for staying here with me, and hopefully we'll see each other soon. If you liked what you have seen, feel free to follow me on Twitch, Mixer, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.